everyone, welcome to this video on how to organise yourself during quarantine. So before we get into the content, let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Mayan and I'm currently a Year 12 student at Sir Henry Floyd Grammar School studying English literature, politics and history. As I'm a student myself, this video will be mainly aimed towards students around about Year 7 to Year 12. And in this video, I'll be showing you some of my organisation tips, such as notice board and how to plan a to-do list, and also my study plan during the quarantine. Okay, so here is my study desk. And what I wanted to show you guys is the notice board that I've made myself. And I've split them into 3 different colours, which are purple, orange and yellow. And for the purple colour, I use it for my Google Meet sessions. Some of you guys might use Zoom or other kind of apps to meet with their teachers, but I have Google Meet and I put it on so that I don't miss any of them. And then the orange one here represents the deadlines I have. I right now have 2 deadlines, which are both my coursework for English, and I've already completed one of them. And then the yellow one are for my essay. Basically, I struggle with quite a lot of my essay subjects, so I use it so that I know when to do an essay and what kind of essay I should do. So now let's move on to the second section of my notice board, which is the little quick notice section. And I use it for quick notice so that I can pin it off really quickly and know what I'm doing. I also leave a personal thought section, which is just there to remind me that actually quarantine's fine and I don't have to stress. So on there, as you can see, I have uni preparations, UCAS and volunteer, all of these things there. And then the section on the right are my deadlines or dates, key dates, if you like to talk about that like that. So what they are there for is so that I don't miss any key dates, such as UCAS register or UCAS deadline or LNAT test. So all of this is there so that I don't miss it. And lastly, over here is my future plan. I know that it is in Chinese, but yeah, part of it is English. So, and then here it's all about LNAT practice, personal statement, and my EPQ deadlines. So the first thing I think of for quarantine study plan is my monthly revision board. I like to split everything into monthly revisions so I know what I'm doing. I don't study 4 subjects, but I split them into 4 sections and I'll explain that section later. So here you can see that I've planned what I'm doing in May and what I'm doing in June so that I know that I'm on track and I have a target for myself, and it's similar for my history section and my politics section as well. Now moving on to my full section, this is my activity section where I put everything on there so that I know that I don't really have to sit on my phone the whole time and the whole day, and I know that I have something to do during quarantine. On there I can remind myself that I've got some books to read, like what I'm currently reading, The Concept of Law and Handmaid's Tale. And then beside them the little tag is just there so that I have some extra activities such as making clothes or give myself some self-reflection time. So that is pretty much everything for my study board. Now moving on to something else. Okay, so another tip for quarantine study plan is to split revision and study. The reasons why I do that is because now that I've got a lot of time, I can use them more wisely and more productive. So when I say revision, I mean to revise these things I've done in the past few weeks. So how I do this is that I have 4 hours of study time a day, and sometimes during the weekdays I have 3 lessons, or sometimes I might have 2 lessons. It depends on the day, and I'm sure that is probably similar for you guys as well. And in that 4 hours we'll kind of split the time up. So if I have 3 lessons, I will have 3 hours of studying and 1 hour revision. If I have 2 lesson time, then I'll have 2 hours of lesson and 2 hours of revision. That is just to make sure that I have enough revision time and enough study time so that I can look over what I've done in the past few weeks or past few terms. Now moving on to concentration. I know that during quarantine, many people lose their concentration because during quarantine we have laptops, we have computers, we have phone. We don't have a teacher, most importantly, to watch us 24/7. But that's not very productive. So how do we actually concentrate? And I have a few tips for you to maintain the concentration levels. Firstly, stretch. If you feel really tired or you just can't study anymore, stand up and stretch yourself. I know this sounds quite funny, but actually not only it helps with your flexibility, but also it can make sure that your concentration level boosts up again. I don't know the science behind it, but that's just the tips I've found on the internet, which kind of helps me a lot. Then secondly, another idea is to eat mint. I've never tried this before myself personally because I don't really like the taste of mint, but I'm sure a lot of you guys probably do, and there are kind of like scientific reasons behind it. If you go to the supermarket and buy the strongest mint and eat it during kind of time where you're tired, it helps you to stimulate your kind of like nerves, something like that, but it helps So this is a little exercise you can actually do to help yourself and wake yourself up, and you can do this by just simply tap the back of your head like this, and if you tap it really fast, apparently it just wakes up your nerve and get rid of your tired kind of like feeling. This is my to-do list, and I use an app called The Task, which I highly recommend it because everything's quite easy to use and it's not very complicated at all. So my to-do list is split exactly like my notice board and my quarantine revision plan. It's split into different sections: urgent, non-study things, English literature, politics, Easter holiday plan, which I probably should get rid of by now, and plan of the day. The reason why I like to use this app is because on here I can move the tasks into different sections. For example, I have just moved the Desdemona quotation bank into plan of the day, and I do that every night before I go to sleep so that I know what I'm doing exactly the next day. So I am thinking about doing these tasks tomorrow, and another reason why I like this app is because you can move things around. So I tend to move my task and rank them in order. So tomorrow I'm thinking about doing my mind map for individual right first, and then I'll be doing politics just to switch my mindset a bit, and then perhaps do some Desdemona quotation bank, which is a character of Othello, and it's a play that I'm studying right now, and I will place EPQ in the middle of NEA, which is another coursework I'm doing. And here, this is my next day plan. So after talking about revision, organisation tips, here is my schedule. I wake up around about 8:30. It's better to wake up early than late, but I do have to admit I have to play some kind of loud music to wake myself up, otherwise I don't think I'll be able to get up that easily. And then by the time it gets to 9 o'clock, I begin my first task on my to-do list. So in that half an hour between 8:30 to 9, I like to go down to the kitchen and grab some quick snack, and I'll be ready in front of my desk doing my first task on my to-do list. So around about 10 to 12, I have my first meal. You can call it breakfast or lunch, but I just call it the first meal. And then around about 12 to 1, it's my lesson time. So around about 1 to 4:30, it's study and revise, and as I've mentioned, I like to split them. As long as I get time to do both of them, then I'm happy and fulfilled for my day. So around about 5 to 6:30 is my exercise time. As now we really can't go outside, I avoid going out for a walk or any other kind of exercise outside. I do it at home on the yoga mat. Quite sad, but yeah, that's how it goes. And around about 7 to 8:30 is my dinner time. 9 to 10 is a period of time where I can do anything I like, but normally I complete the little task underneath my notice board so that I'm basically organised for the next day. And around about 10 to 11 is the time where I'm on my phone and doing pretty much anything, like properly anything I want. because I only give myself 1 hour of phone time a day because I want to be organised and I want to be productive. So this is basically my favourite time of the day. I aim to go sleep around about 11, and if I don't, I probably will go sleep around about 11:30, but either way it's going to be sometime around 11. So that is pretty much my day during quarantine. Remember, schedule is not something to really restrict yourself, but it's actually something to keep you organised for the day. So try not to have such a tight time and give yourself as much room as possible. But my tip is not to pick up your phone, because that's like my worst enemy. As soon as I pick up that phone, I am literally just there doing nothing. So try to avoid that and your day will be quite organised. Okay, so that is everything for today. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this video has been helpful. Remember, this is a very hard time, and if you do feel disencouraged, please don't worry, because we're all going through the same kind of issue. But it is most important for us to pick up the momentum to keep going rather than just giving up. So we're in this together and we can do this.